Hey, what's going on, people on the internet? My name is Equinox, and I know I am not EXP, but unfortunately, he had something come up. So I'm helping him with this breakdown of the world reveal trailer of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. If you enjoyed this video, my channel will be in the description below. So let's get started. Hey, what's going on, people on the internet? My name is Equinox, and today, Call of Duty has finally brought out the world reveal trailer of Black Ops 3. This is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down, see what we got. I'm also gonna be talking about whatever the YouTubers have told us so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys everything in one whole video. I'm not gonna break it down like the other guys are and giving you guys like several 5 videos to watch. No, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to give you everything in one video, and I'm gonna try to give you everything all at once. And I'm also gonna be talking a little bit faster than usual, just because I'm so excited, and I'm gonna try to get this in a shorter amount of time than other videos. So in case if you miss anything, go ahead and pause, rewind, and try to get to it right now. But so far, let's get started. So the first thing we notice, to be honest with you, is just campaign footage, and it's we see ships taking off these crates and taking off maybe these walker things, robot walkers that we see, and that's pretty much it. I think it's just campaign footage that we're seeing here. Now we already know that it's gonna be in the future, so we really don't have to worry much about that. Next, we have this guy who has a switchblade kind of movement with his knife, so then he actually gets out his knife, which is pretty cool because then it makes me kind of think that maybe the knife is coming back to Black Ops 3, which is really exciting. But I'm not too sure, just because in the next clips that we see in the trailer, we see a guy who kind of just annihilates this guy with a punch to that guy, and then another guy with the butt of his gun. So I don't necessarily think that the knife is coming back, just because I know Advanced Warfare already got that, that whole exo punch thing. But I know it's not exos here, so it's completely different. But let's keep on going. Something I also wanted to mention is that the fact that we're not seeing any exo abilities on here. We know there's no exos here, right? That's what we're seeing. That's why we saw a close-up on this guy's armor on his elbow. It's not really much of an exo. It's more like an armor that we're seeing. More of a customizable armor, maybe? I'm not too sure, but I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. On top of that, guys, I don't know if you guys can see this little screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and put it up right now. You see the guy in the background on the left-hand side? He's kind of got that, that whole whiteout helmet look like. I know it's not the same, but look at it. Now, what does this mean? This probably means that in multiplayer, I'm not too sure, but maybe in multiplayer, we can have different variations of your costume. You're going to be able to customize everything that you have and just do the same thing that we had in Advanced Warfare, where we get to have a helmet, a torso, shirt, and all these things where we get to do that. And maybe if that's there, then they're probably going to be bringing back supply drops. I mean, the loot system was incredibly effective and really, really fun to use, so maybe they are going to bring it back. I feel like Call of Duty always does this thing where if it works, then we should probably bring it back. And I feel like that's what they're doing in this one as well. But let's keep on going. All right, holy crap. So we just saw a guy dive into the water and even still shoot. Now, this is a huge, huge deal because most of the time when we see water in Call of Duty, we just see, a guy swimming, and that's it. And that's probably it. He just dives and does his little doggy paddle, and that's pretty much it. He doesn't really do much than that. Well, in this Black Ops 3, water is going to be a huge, huge thing. And it's going to be integrated into the maps all the way. Reason why I say that is because a couple of YouTubers were able to play the game early from Treyarch, and they explained to us how the water is integrated into each map. And it's pretty cool to actually say this, but it seems like we're actually going to be able to have a lot more water battles happening in Black Ops 3, which is exciting because now it's a new dynamic environment that we are not familiar with, which is something new, which I like new, According to these YouTubers, we're going to be able to actually aim down the sights, have our weapon up at all times, no matter what we do, no matter what happens in the map, whatever movement that we do, we're always going to have our weapon up, which is good because then it's going to have the gameplay really smooth and really flawless, and not have that gun up and down, up and down, up and down. Apparently, we're going to have more water than ever, and it's going to change things because now, what if objective games are going to be in this water? For example, if we were to have hardpoint in this water, holy crap, we're going to be underwater, and we're just going to be trying to get this hardpoint at the same time, Now, I'm not saying hardpoint is there, but I do know that capture flag is going to be there, so I'm saying, what if the flag is down there, We got to have these water battles, which is going to be pretty cool. You're able to shoot and do all these things. Now, cool thing is about the water is your bullet doesn't have any drops. Your damage is going to stay the same whether you're on land or on underwater. So that's a pretty good thing, right? You're not going to be able to worry about, oh, I don't want to go underwater because then my damage drops out or whatever, right? It's going to be the same. It's cool. You know, we're going to be able to aim down the sight, we're going to be able to shoot, and we're going to be able to dive and swim and do all these things. It's not going to be Advanced Warfare where you're just being able to come in, dive a little bit, and you're like, okay, this is kind of useless. And there was only really one map that you can really do that, and I didn't like that map at all. But let's keep on going to the next scene. So next up, we see a guy who literally gets his hand and transforms it into a mini gun. And this is called a specialist. Treyarch has put in 9 specialists, and they have actually revealed 4 of the new 9 specialists that are coming out to Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So here are the 4 ones. We got Ruin, Seraph, I think that's how you pronounce it, Outrider, and Reaper. Now the one that you just saw was Reaper. This guy, they each have something called a power weapon and an ability. The Reaper, which is the one that you just saw with the minigun, he's able to transform his robotic arm into a powerful minigun. That's what you just saw. So that's his power weapon. His ability is Glitch. You teleport the player to a position from a few seconds before, which is pretty cool. I'm not too sure if that's going to be a little overpowered, but that's pretty cool, right? I'm going to go ahead and cover the other ones. The other one is Outrider. His power weapon is Sparrow. It's a compound bow featuring explosive bolts that stick in enemies. It's an explosive bolt, so that's pretty cool. His ability is Vision Pulse. Senses where nearby enemies are and highlights them for a short period of time. Maybe like a short UAV. This is kind of sounding like a lot like Destiny, and we know that Treyarch is a huge fan of Destiny, so this is a good new turn for events for Call of Duty. So I'm really liking this. The next one up is Seraph. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this person's power weapon is Annihilator, a high caliber revolver that instantly kills any enemies in the bullet's path, which is amazing. It's pretty cool. Ability, Combat Focus, which is temporarily adds a multiplayer to score in order to help players rank up score streaks. I feel like Seraph is the number one thing to use if you're going to be able to rank up fast, so I'm not too sure how this is all going to work out with the ranks, but I think that's going to be pretty cool. Next, we got Ruin. Power weapon is Gravity Spikes, takes out nearby enemies with a powerful shockwave. So just a big old shockwave that comes out of nowhere and takes them all out. His ability is Overdrive, gives players a burst of speed for a short period of time. But it's pretty cool. So let's go on and see what else we got, because I know that you just saw the guys with the minigun, and then you also saw the guys with the kind of like a swarm looking thing, so I know that's pretty cool. Next up, we just saw a guy who just power slides. We know that power slides are going to be coming back, and no more dolphin dive, which is sad. Because I really like dolphin diving everywhere, and it looked kind of ridiculous, and it was really cool. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go dolphin dive somewhere, and just dolphin dive inside the pool, you know? But now we have power slides, which is, I still like it. Shortly after that, we see a guy just getting annihilated, this robot getting annihilated by this guy with an AK-12. I feel like it's an AK-12 because this AK kind of looking magazine gun that comes out. And he's actually shooting a robot, and I feel like these robots, you're gonna be able to play as these robots. It's not necessarily going to be a whole human versus human. I feel like it's going to be human versus robot versus something else, you know, so cyborg, right? Next after that, we see a guy power sliding underneath this walker thing. I think it's a kill streak, and he just totally shoots it all the way up from there. I think that's pretty cool. We actually, maybe it's a score streak that we're going to be seeing. We don't know yet. The score streak that we know that is going to be there, it's kind of the biggest score streak that there is called the Mothership. Now, this Mothership, it basically has machine guns, rocket launchers, you know, shoot from the sky. Kind of like AC-130, VTOL warship. Think of any COD high score streaks that has machine guns and rocket launchers, and that's what this is. It's called the Mothership. Next up, we saw a little bit of something that I really wanted to touch on that I'm not too sure any YouTuber has said yet, but we see guys shooting, right? And they're shooting the screen, and then all of a sudden we see a vehicle come out of nowhere and just ram this guy in the back. So what I'm thinking is that drivable vehicles are going to be coming to Black Ops 3, which is completely exciting. Imagine you having to have this, you spawn, right? And then on the left-hand side, you see motorcycles. On the right-hand side, you see a tank. On the upper left, you see like this four-man vehicle with a turret in the back where you get to jump on and try to get to the other guy's spawn and try to annihilate their whole team. Imagine how cool that is. to actually have vehicles, working vehicles in Call of Duty. That hasn't been implemented since World at Wars, which I'm really excited. After that, we see a guy who just kind of pushed down on a crate, not too sure what to make out of that, besides the fact that he's got robotic arms. I see that. And then we see a guy with a badass helmet, dude. This guy's helmet is amazing, and then he has laser sight. So I guess that's one of the attachments that they're seeing that we're gonna say is that there's a laser sight, right? Not that important, to be honest with you. And then they transition into a little darker side, and then they start saying, how far can we push it back? And they're talking about technology and how technology is kind of overcoming everything that they have. We pushed technology to the point where it's taken over our lives. So they're asking the question, I guess, is how far can we push it back? You know, we see a guy who falls down to the ground, and he's all fatigued, I guess. I'm not too sure what's happening there, to be honest. Maybe a campaign thing there. See a guy who's just about to get shot. Not much going on after that. But then right after that, we see a guy who wall runs and still has his gun up. This is a shotgun. He shoots a guy who's on another side of the wall, shoots him, goes to the other guy who's standing still, and shoots him as well. After that, we see a guy who literally just annihilates someone with a sniper rifle. And the cool thing about the sniper rifle is you're able to see the outside of it. So it's gonna be like Advanced Warfare, where you're able to zoom in, right? We see the crosshairs on these guys, and that's focused, but the outside of it is unfocused, which is pretty cool because I like having that. You know, sometimes a guy's gonna be coming up to you and kind of creep up on you, and you see him, you're like, okay, well, let me zoom out and let me hit him or something, you know? Right after that, we see a guy who has like this punch ability. I don't want to say exo ability, but I know he has got super strength because he just launches towards this guy, almost like commando. I don't want to say that word, I know, but it's almost like commando. This guy launches towards him, punches him, and then gets the other guy with the butt weapon of his gun. Like, holy crap, right? In the background, we see a guy who kind of like does a thrust jump up to the next building that's up to there. After that, we see a guy pull out his hand, and he starts looking at this, maybe, I think, AI-controlled kill streak. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's a kill streak that someone else has, and you're able to either hack into it or control it. Maybe it's yours, and you're able to control it by yourself. And we see him kind of just shooting rockets everywhere and trying to get him. Next up after that, we see a guy with like a one-shot pistol who just annihilates this guy in midair. After that, we see a girl, who just kind of does like a shockwave thing with two rods and just brings it down like Hulk smash. And we know that these are the specialties that are happening. These are all the different kinds of specialties that I spoke about earlier, right? Then we see a guy with a crossbow in the snow, and we all know that this is a specialty. So that's pretty cool. Next up after that, we see something that kind of looks like a transformer roly-poly thing, right? Comes out of nowhere, and I know that this is a kill streak, and you're actually able to destroy that kill streak. So that's something that they wanted. They wanted to make sure that these kill streaks are powerful, but yet you can still destroy them. So that's pretty good. After that, you do see the guy who just punches him in the back, then gets another guy with the butt of his weapon, and these guys don't have anything around their eyes. I'm not too sure why. Maybe that's the way they like it, you know? And then after that, you see a robot come out of nowhere and actually still have a gun. So which makes me believe that these people, that you can actually become a robot or a cyborg or a human and actually through multiplayer and play it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Something else I wanted to mention is the beta access. I want to talk about that a little bit. Right now, you guys are able to pre-order this item for the release date of November 6th, 2015, which is on Friday. When you pre-order this, you're able to get something called a beta access. Now, if you pre-order this game, you're going to be able to play the beta. Now, this beta won't be available until 1 or 2 months before the November 6th launch date, and it's only available for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So that means that Xbox 360 and PS3 are not going to get any love, nor Wii U, but I mean, when does Wii U ever get any love, to be honest with you? And they're going to be next gen only, so that's pretty exciting because now they're going to focus only on next gen consoles, which is great, and PC of course, but I mean PC's PC, right? Speaking of PC, I wanted to mention the minimum requirements that are available right now for us to run this game. So the minimum requirements for you to have a good PC and actually have fun in this game is you need a 64 bits Windows 7, 8, or 8.1. Your CPU is going to be an Intel Core i3 2.93 gigahertz, or an AMD Phenom 2 X4 810 2.60 gigahertz. Your system RAM is going to be 6 gigabytes. Graphics card, either NVIDIA GTX 470 1 gig or an ATI Radeon HD 6970 1 gig. Your hard drive space, we just have to wait for the hard drive space, to be honest, and DirectX 11, of course. But that's it. I mean, it's not that big, to be honest with you. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you pre-order from GameStop, they're giving away an exclusive double-sided poster where you have the zombie the zombie with a card, right? Now that's on one side, and the other side is, of course, the guy with the 2 weapons in front of him sitting down. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I tried to get as much things as possible into this one video, not make it as long. So I do appreciate you guys actually listening through the whole thing. And I know other YouTubers have already played this game, but I mean, I'm trying to be on top of it as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.